The Abominable Snowman on Rudolph? No? Okay, it's Godzilla. I got it right. I knew that. All right, welcome back to Good Things. Don't forget you can watch us on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. It's Friday, so we got Tanya in the house to talk movies, and I was just sharing with you that I've seen so many great reviews of Godzilla. I guess it's the one, whatever the name of it is. Minus one. It's one of the best movies of 2023. Everybody's like, get out and like they're really making a groundswell of like, you need to go see this movie.
Well, that's crazy. I mean, just because it's one of those movies that I haven't heard a whole lot about, and it came in number 3 last week behind Beyonce and The Hunger Games, which Hunger Games has been out for a couple of weeks. So
if you want to see it, and I think it's a limited release, so I think if you want to see it, you need to get out and see it in the theater. I will wait till it comes on some form of streaming, but now a movie that I would have not watched at all, I'm like, oh, all these nerds are telling me to get out and go watch it. I need to see, I want to see what it's about.
And there's no really new release this weekend. I mean, no big one. So it has a shot, if word of mouth works and social media, that maybe it will be number 1 this weekend.
We'll take full credit for it, Tanya.
We will, yes. But something that I did find interesting, Beyonce, of course, was number 1. She brought in $21 million, which is not shabby. But when Taylor's concert movie came out, she had $97 million. So I think that kind of tells who's the more global box office winner.
I would take the royalties off of either.
Yeah, for sure. But, this is Beyonce's first weekend. She's got plenty of time. And people like me, I'm going to go see it, but I just didn't want to go first weekend because I knew it would be crowded.
Didn't you go to the Taylor Swift one pretty much by yourself?
I did, and I was the only person in the theater, and I loved it.
That's awesome.
I did it on purpose because I did not want to see it with other people. I did not want to risk having to interact with anybody, like somebody give me a friendship bracelet. I didn't want any part of that. I just wanted to go see her concert.
That's funny. But what a cool way to do it.
Yeah. And it was very good. I enjoyed it.
What else have you been seeing?
Well, the big new release this weekend is called The Oath. This is one of those movies about, it's actually a story from the Book of Mormon. And so it's PG-13, kind of violent. It's got Billy Zane in it from Titanic. I think it's probably what everybody knows him from. He's a bad guy in this one, and he was a bad guy in that one. But it's just about a fugitive that is trying to preserve his people's history while he's being hunted or on the run. So it's one of those movies that I think if you like action, period pieces, I think you'll like this one. One of the cool things, though, the director and producer and writer of this movie, his name is Darren Scott, and about a month before he started filming this movie, he almost died in a water accident of some nature. And so he said that when he came back and, realized he had another chance, he felt even more motivated to tell this story. So I just thought that was pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So it's PG-13 because of the violent content. But this weekend, as far as theaters go, you have a unique opportunity to get out there and see a bunch of movies. Well, catch up on what's already there, but also a lot of old classics are being re-released. Love Actually is being re-released this weekend. So it's hard to believe. I've already rewatched this one for this season. I watch it every Christmas. It's one of my favorites. This is one of those movies that you either love it or you hate it. And, I fall in the love it category. But, of course, it's like, 9 different storylines going on. And as the movie progresses, you see where the stories intersect. But just a fun Christmas movie that's about love. And this is one of my favorite performances by Emma Thompson. I feel like she's brilliant in this movie. Alan Rickman plays her husband in this one, and he's kind of a bad guy in this movie. And also, Die Hard is being re-released this weekend.
It'll be interesting to see how many get out and sort of support that. Yeah.
And he's definitely the bad guy in that one. And so, it's hard to believe this movie was originally released in 1988. And I think I maybe have seen it one more time since then. probably 10 or 15 years ago.
Talking about Die Hard?
Yeah, Die Hard. So, Bruce Willis, of course, this was him in his prime back in, when Moonlighting was on TV. That was probably one of the biggest shows of that time for sure. So, yeah, this is the one, we always joke about, is this a Christmas movie? But it takes place, he goes to his estranged wife's Christmas party, and they're all under attack by terrorists, and it's up to him to save them. So that's why a lot of people consider it a Christmas movie. And now that they're re-releasing it during Christmas.
He wears a Santa hat.
Yeah.
At least a small portion of it.
And then another newish release this weekend. If you're into musicals, Broadway, they are doing an actual taping of Waitress the Musical. They taped it, a Broadway performance, and they're showing it in select theaters throughout the country. It stars Sarah Bareilles in the lead role. And I don't know if you remember, but many years ago, this was a movie called Waitress about a woman who's kind of bored with her life. She's in a bad marriage, and she sort of rediscovers her love of baking pies, and she's going to enter this contest. And it was kind of a cult hit back when it came out. It got a lot of attention for the acting. Kerry Russell was in it. And at some point, it was developed into a musical. And if I recall, I believe Sarah, who's starring in the Broadway version, wrote the songs. So if you're into that and would, haven't made it to New York to see the movie on stage or the musical on stage, this is your chance to go to the movies and see it.
Sounds like they're experimenting with a lot of things coming to theater.
Yeah, and I love it. I love when they do the re-releases, and because some movies are just fun to watch with a crowd.
I bet Die Hard really would be a good one with the action.
I think so too. And then if you're more in the mood to just stay home and stream this weekend, there are several new movies that are Christmas themed, and I've seen all of these. So the first one is Genie. This is Melissa McCarthy, and it is streaming on Peacock. And it's, she plays a genie. The person finds it's not a bottle, it's more of like a very ornate box that he gives to his daughter as a gift, but simply because he forgot to go buy her gift. He is neglecting his family. He's working late, which is why he is late to his daughter's birthday party, forgets the gift, shows up with this that he finds somewhere. And, of course, he's sitting there rubbing on it, and the genie appears. And so he and the genie have to work together to try to get his life back because his wife and daughter decide to take some time away from him. So I was kind of disappointed in it. It should be funny because it's Melissa McCarthy. Yeah. And it had a few cute moments, but the guy that plays the dad is really good. And Melissa McCarthy is a great actress, but it just wasn't funny. I mean, I just hate to say it, but I would rate that one probably last of the new ones that are out there. Family Switch is one where it's kind of the Freaky Friday modern day. And this one, instead of just the mother and daughter switching bodies, it's the whole family. So the mother and daughter switch, father, son, the dog, and the baby.
Interesting. Which
is really cute. This one is streaming on Netflix, and it stars Jennifer Garner, Ed Helms. So a great cast. Rita Moreno's in it. But anyway, just the fun that goes along with something like that.
Is that like a family one to watch?
Yeah, it's a family one, and it's one of those that shows you the importance of family and working together. It's got a good positive message. And then one is probably more for the folks out there that like Hallmark movies. It's called Best Christmas Ever. And this one stars Heather Graham, Jason Biggs, and Brandy, the singer from Mississippi. And this is a story where a family accidentally goes to a high school, somebody who they're kind of competing with in life. Like this family that sends out these great Christmas cards every year of their wonderful life. Well, the family accidentally shows up at their house. And anyway,
it's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. And then finally, my favorite is the new Eddie Murphy one, Candy Cane Lane.
We've seen it.
Yeah, I thought it was adorable. I think this is one that is going to be a classic for everybody to watch every year.
I totally agree. It was truly a family-friendly one for sure. Well, lots to see, whether you want to get out and do it or you want to sit at home. So thank you for your time, Tanya. All right, you guys stick with us. We got a little bit more for you coming up next.